So we covered on the smart filters. So what we mean by the smart filters is basically just the filters that have been applied to a smart object. So we have the filter gallery, the different filters that are available. Down here we have different types of filters. The 3D to bump up the height map, generate normal map, especially if you're working with texturing or any other type of coloring. For example, the game development. That's where you can find it, the normal maps, if you are working with that. Then we have the blur filter, different types of blur filters. Then the blur gallery, we have the different type of blur filters. Then distort, you can distort an image, noise, you can add noise to it, pixelate, you can render a filter. Then the sharpen, stylize, make it more stylized type of, if you're working with stylized art. Then you have the video and all the rest. Then right here we have the view, different options of the view. Then we have the plugins, the window, I think we covered. So on the window, for example, if you want to open a new window, you can click on the 3D and it's going to open the 3D panel for you right here. If you click on the actions, it's going to open a new window for you right there. You can still open a new brushes right there. We have the channels down here. It's open the channels window and the layers. Then if you change on that, here you can find different types of windows that are used in Photoshop down here. There are so many. If you still continue, the options, the tools, and the file. Yeah, and then here you can find about Photoshop, more details. So let's start on the window types, the different types of tools on the right hand side, the left hand side, sorry. So we have the first is the move tool. So the good thing about the new versions of Photoshop, once you click on a tool, Photoshop shows you exactly the functionality of a tool, for example, and the shortcut. So if I press on V, it's going to select that. If I press on this, the marquee tool, it's going to show me. So let's go into the details of what we mean by that. So if I draw a rectangle tool right there, we can use the move tool to move the object around, the layer around, if you're working with the layer. So have a look at down the layers panel here. It's the layer that is selected. I can be able to move it using the move tool to any point I need it. So that's the work of the move tool. Then we have the marquee. So marquee tool is just basic selection tool. If you need to select something, a layer, you can use the different options of marquee tool. For example, rectangle, you just draw just like that. You can move this to a different location using the move tool. So you can deselect the selection that we made with the marquee tool. Then we have the different types. We have the elliptical, we have the elliptical marquee tool that make a circular selection to an object right there. So you can deselect that. Then if you come down here, we have the lasso, polygonal lasso tool, and then magnetic lasso tool. So each here has a different functionality. So for example, if I can quickly download a file from Chrome, maybe search on Google. Google is always your friend. So if I can download this image on Google, maybe this looks a bit much more interesting. So save image as. Just going to save it to any location. So if I choose on the open in the file tab, click, then trace the location of the downloaded file. Just need to show you quickly on the functionality of the lasso tool. So there is the image that we downloaded. We can open it. As the software opens, so there we have the image of the lion that we have just downloaded. So we can use the lasso tool to select whatever we need. By drawing over the image. Just like that. That's the use of the lasso tool. I'm just making some quick selections. So we can be able now to use the move tool to move this selection from to different file that we need by clicking and dragging, then release. There we have it on a new file. So I'm going to delete it. Then by still going back to the image that we have just selected, let's deselect and move on to the next tool. That's the polygonal lasso tool. This one makes polygons around. By selecting, you can still go back. We have the selection just like that. that way. By drawing some straight lines over the image of whatever you need to select. There we have the image. Still move the selection to any location you need it. So Ctrl Z to adjust. Then I'm going to select on the magnetic lasso tool of our file. So magnetic lasso tool is a bit different. It can be able to sense the all along the image your selection. So for example, still on our lion, can be able to click there, go down. You can see it can be able to sense on the different pixels and making the selection for you as you hover around the areas you need to select. That way you can still select. This one is much faster since it's making some accurate selections on the areas you need. There we have it. If you compare the selection of the magnetic lasso tool and the rest, this one has much better selection. So Ctrl Z. There we have it. So that's the use of the magnetic lasso tool. Then we have some different options here. The object selection tool, where you can just be able to draw over whatever you need to select. The computer calculates the selection. Then it's been an error. So let's use on the quick selection tool. Okay, the good thing about this quick selection tool, you see once we've selected it, it's opened up some different options here, up here. The quick, we have the add selection, minus the selection, different, the size of the selection tool, the angle and everything. So for you to use the selection, the add selection must be selected. So there's some issue.